It's been a while since we had a Mr. Max moment on this channel, so I just wanted to show y'all him and how adorable he is. He is doing absolutely great, and he is the cutest thing I've ever seen. So me and Mr. Max are here today on the Crochet with Kelsey channel to organize my craft room. Welcome to the Crochet with Kelsey channel. If you're new here, my name is Kelsey. I'm a crocheter, small business owner, and pattern designer. What is he doing? And I have been putting off this video for quite a while. I know that it's time to organize my craft room. I did a organization vlog about a year ago probably, and I wasn't very good about keeping everything organized. I will say my situation now is better than what it was before, but I am going to go around my craft room, show you kind of the state of everything as it's in right now, and then together we will clean it up and get it looking really nice. So before I do that, I got a brick of yarn, not a box, but a brick, and I wanted to open it on camera. So fun story time. I used to use this company on Etsy called Hobby Seti to get my yarn, and there have been multiple people who haven't had a good experience with them. Either their yarn never shipped, it never got to them, or like the wrong items came. I had never had an issue with them, so I've ordered from them for a really long time, but this time around my order was just like stuck in Tennessee, and I'm in Texas. And it's actually still stuck in Tennessee, and I ordered it over 2 months ago. So I don't really think it's Hobby Seti's fault that it didn't get here. I think it's more of a mail issue. I think it was from USPS, but it was a little bit frustrating, and I tried reaching out to them to get a refund on my yarn, and they just never replied. So I just reported it to Etsy and said that I wanted my money back, and I got my money back. And then I ordered yarn from a different company called Perfect Yarns, and it got here really quickly. I believe that they're shipping from Turkey, so it's pretty impressive how quickly it can get here. It took like a week. We'll see what the condition of the yarn looks like, and maybe it'll be my new go-to yarn ordering shop. But I wanted to open this yarn before the video because I'm going to be organizing my yarns. I kind of want to do like a color coordinated type of situation. So we're going to have to add these into the mix. So let's open it and I will show you what my craft room looks like. I'm always so nervous when it comes, like, I'm assuming it's probably vacuum sealed, and sometimes I accidentally cut the yarn or I cut the yarn labels off. So you really have to be careful. And the yarn that I have in here, I actually wanted it for my wyvern pattern. I wanted some darker yarns. And let me show you that, by the way. So this is Braxy the Wyvern. He is based on Abraxos from the Throne of Glass series. He's like a cute little wyvern who isn't like the other wyverns. He's not really vicious. He's kind of smaller than the rest of them. And he likes to curl up in fields and sniff the flowers. So he's like a cute little wyvern, when in a lot of like books and fantasy stuff, you see them as like these evil creatures, but he's just a cute little guy. So he will probably be in testing by the time that this video releases, but that's my newest pattern that I've created, and I really like him. But anyway, I wanted to get some darker colors because whenever I picture a wyvern, I picture like darker grays, like almost black kind of. So that's why I originally placed the yarn order, to get some of the colors that I wanted. But since it took like over a month and I still hadn't received it, I didn't want to wait for this one to come in. So I just went ahead and made it in those colors, but it'll be nice to have these new ones regardless. I also got a few other colors that I'm just running low on, and there were some different colors of Himalaya Dolphin baby yarn in this store than the Hobby Seti shop. So I wanted to get some of those and give those a try as well. So it looks like they actually packaged this really well. I didn't cut into any yarn when I was opening it. Okay, here is the brick, vacuum sealed. Oh wow, yeah, you can actually see the little vacuum sealy thing that usually isn't in most of my yarn orders. But now let's see it expand. Please don't let me cut any yarn.
3 hours later.
Oh my gosh, there is another layer. at least you know that it's not gonna get damaged on the way over. Okay, we finally got it out of the main packaging. Okay, it is finally free from its shackles. So let's take a look at what I got. This gray color is kind of nasty. I can't tell if it's like gray or like brown. I know that I probably ordered it though, so that's on me. So I got a skein of this. I got 2 skeins of this lighter gray that I use all the time. I was running out of like a mushroom, like light beige brown color, so I got 2 of those as well. And then I got some of this other beige color that I was out of. This is a new color that I haven't had before. I think it's really pretty. I think it'll be good for like plant type plushies. And then I was running out of red. And then I got 3 grays because I wanted to make my wyvern with it, even though it probably takes like a skein and a half of the main color, but it wasn't created yet, so I didn't know that. So we have 14 new skeins of yarn that we are going to add to the collection. So let's go ahead and take a look around my craft room. I'll let you know what my like goals are for this video. And this video will probably span over a couple of days. I'm not gonna immediately get to organizing everything, so that'll either start later today or tomorrow, who knows. So over here we have my desk area. It's really nothing special. I don't think a lot needs to be done to it, but these are my little plushies that I got from Secret Santa this year, and they sit there on my desk along with my other little trinkets. But 2 things that I want to get done with this area are, me and my friend did this little needle felting class, so we made this cute little thing. It was around Valentine's Day, and I want to hang that up somewhere on this wall. So I'm thinking like maybe right over there. So I need to put a little hole in the wall. And then I also have all of these pins. So I've been collecting pins recently. Some of them are gifts, some of them I bought. I started buying these at the Pokemon card show I did last summer. And this person makes really cute like little micro pins. These are from Frisco Blondie. She's also located in Dallas. So I have all these pins and they're just sitting on my desk and I need to do something with them. Look at this little Amphros one though. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try to crochet a little square and I'm going to put it right there and then I'll put all my pins on it. So then I'll have like more of a cohesive setup and then it'll clear some room off of my desk as well. So this is where I like crochet sometimes. This is where I do my tutorials and stuff, so it would be nice to have like a less cluttered space, and obviously I work here too. So next we're gonna venture over into this little corner of my room. Obviously it's like all of my stored plushies and my market stuff, so I don't really know how to make this like look better, but I'm gonna try to combine what's in those 2 boxes and just like make it look better, because this is also my background for a lot of videos and I know it looks like kind of trashy, so I would like to figure out a way to make it look a little bit nicer, whether it's like putting it in different boxes or moving some stuff around or getting a new box that's not, I swear that box is probably like, I mean, probably like 2 or 3 years old. Like I've been using that box to carry my market stuff forever, but maybe I can go to the store and find like something that's a little nicer looking. And then over here we have more market stuff. And then we have this little area. So I have a lot of plushies and I need to get rid of some of them. Like they are taking over this space. So I don't know, I might try to list these little guys. Like I've had them for so long. Lenny the Lion is my first ever plushie I created, so I'm definitely never getting rid of him. Never getting rid of Leo. He's like one of my favorites. But yeah, I might have to get rid of those and then I can store some of my newer patterns over here. They've just literally always been there, but it's been like at least 2 years since I made them. And then obviously over here we have a bunch of yarn. I mean, it's not in the worst shape, but it's not in the best shape either. I really haven't been using as much fluffy yarn, so that's like pretty much untouched. I'll definitely go through that and kind of just like make sure all the skeins are like tightened up. Like I don't like how there's little strings coming down, but my Himalaya Dolphin baby shelves definitely need to be fixed a little bit. I also accidentally ordered a bunch of Himalaya Dolphin baby fine, so I just popped it on there, so that looks okay. But yeah, I just need to like organize everything. Down here are yarns that I never use, so I probably need to get rid of them. And then I also need to organize my yarns in these boxes. Those both have my Elise Softy Plus in them. And then that looks fine. Maybe I'll color coordinate it or something. So now we're gonna move over to, this is like where all my small business supplies are. And I'm just gonna call it like my closet of shame, because honestly, it looks so bad. So let's take a peek inside. So yeah, not very proud of this. So the bottom shelf is like where I have a bunch of my special packaging things. Like if I have a giant plushie and I want to protect it from water and it's being shipped, like I have some cellophane wrap down there. There's really no good way to organize that. I also have some like giant cellophane bags. So I don't know. I just need to go through everything in here and kind of like get it organized. This is all my miscellaneous like charms, like my tufting kit is in there. Pipe cleaners, like anything I might need for my projects. And then here I have some blocking mats. I use this stuff on this shelf quite a bit. It's like my shipping tape, a tape measure, some stickers. And then over on this side, I'll just open this up and show you. We have like my packaging supplies, and obviously it's like kind of a mess. So I just need to kind of organize everything. Like this is honestly embarrassing that I've let it get to this point, and I just want everything to have like its perfect little space where it fits in nicely. As you can see, yeah, there's just like poly mailers, there's tissue paper, there's felt. Honestly, I don't touch this yarn very much. It's like my blanket yarn and various fluffy yarns, but yeah, it all just needs a little revamp. So remember how this looks now, and I think you're gonna be surprised when you see how it looks when this video is over. So let's just close that away for now and forget it exists. And then over here, I have a closet. So this closet, it's got a lot of yarn in it. This is where like a majority of my Himalaya Dolphin baby yarn is. So obviously I just need to, this is a great organization device. It's from a company called Bobble and Puff. They're a small business. They make these, and then they make the little yarn containers that were on my shelf earlier. And it also doubles as like my closet. Oops. That I have like sweaters in and stuff. So yeah, I just really need to go through and like do something with this, because we have some Posh in here, we have some Himalaya Dolphin baby. It's just kind of a mess. And then in here we have my projects that I will never finish box or like bag, and that has a sweater in it currently that I'm never going to finish, along with an orangutan plushie. I have my polyfill in here, that's not much of an issue. And then I have another box that has like some fluffy yarn in it, so that can be organized too. And then when you close the closet, oh wow, there's more yarn over here. So this yarn is a mix of like Himalaya Dolphin baby and Parfait Chunky and like various other premier yarns. So I really want to go through, and if there's any skeins of like Himalaya Dolphin baby that I'm sure about, I'm gonna put them with the other Himalaya Dolphin baby. And yeah, it just like, why is there just a wrapper right here with one string in it? Need to go through that. And then we have all those lovely plushies up there. I need to list some of them. Like these are like mostly all my patterns and some of the stuff that I've recently made. So I need to figure out what I want to keep and what I want to sell. And then over here, we have some more new patterns that I've made. Again, I need to sell some of those. And then we have this mess, absolute mess of Big Twist Baby Bear and Big Twist Posh. I did a impulse yarn order whenever I thought that we were never gonna have it again because Joann was going out of business, and now they sell it at Michael's. So I like ordered all this yarn pretty much for no reason, and I just need to organize it and I need to use it. But I have been making some of my newer patterns in Posh, because it's really nice to see your stitches. It's really not my favorite type of yarn just because like the stitches are so defined in it, but I actually think this one is Baby Bear, but this one is definitely made in Posh. And yeah, I need to get my life together. So I hope you guys are in for a ride. I'm just going to be working on this little by little throughout the weekend. And then at the end of the video, I will show you the final results. So this should be a fun one. Okay, so I can't even lie, I really wasn't in an organizing mood yesterday, so I didn't really do anything at all. but I have a plan for today. I am in an organizing mood today, which is good because I am hoping to get a lot done. Yes, I know I look a little different than I usually do. I actually had my hair and makeup trial. For those of you who watch my channel, y'all probably know that I'm getting married soon, so I'm kind of knocking the little bridal things out. So yeah, just try to move past that. I didn't like get dolled up for this video, but if you think I should, let me know. What I'm gonna try to do today is tackle my yarn closet right here. If you remember from yesterday, we have all of this beautiful yarn over here that needs to be organized. I placed my yarn order just on my coffee table in here, and it's really bothering me and it needs to get put up. So I'm going to first work on getting this baby bear and Posh like all sorted away. I have some of that in my closet, so I will be getting all of that out and organizing it. If I need to wind some yarn for that, I will, to make everything fit, but otherwise I'm just gonna try to nicely organize it in there. Okay, so we might be in for a little bit of a challenge here. This is everything that I took out of my closet, which is good because it makes a lot more space in there. Some of these skeins look pretty good, like this one hasn't even been opened yet. Some of them look decent. I think I might be able to like kind of wind it up to look good, but if not, I'll go ahead and wind them. So I'm gonna work on that and I will show y'all when I'm done. All right, so this is my lovely yarn winder from Kato. I wasn't joking about how the table looks, but I'm gonna show y'all how to use it and how easy it is to wind yarn. So you just weave it through here. And I know that they have two different sizes of their yarn winders. There's one for like worsted weight or smaller yarn, but this is for the bigger yarn. I've actually been able to do like blanket yarn and all of my chenille yarns with it. And once it's all nice and tucked in there, you can turn it on. And it has a bunch of different speeds. So it can go slow like this, which is good if you're having to like untangle your yarn as you're going along. But this skein I have has a nice center pull going on, so I think we can go a little faster. And there you have it. There's a full ball, all nice and tidy. And it takes up so much less room than the full skein did. It's all nice and tiny, and that whole little clip took me about probably 5 minutes to do. So I'm going to repeat this with a few of my other yarns that are a little more messy to get them a little bit neater. So I was able to ball up what I needed to, and this space just looks a lot more organized now. I put all of my skeins that didn't need to be winded in the bottom. So it's Posh. I think there's like 1 or 2 skeins of baby bear, and then that's all my baby bear up there, and then that is my Posh. So I like that I can see every single color, and I think it looks a lot better than it did in the beginning. And while the yarn was winding up, I went ahead and laid out all of the Himalaya Dolphin baby yarn that I own. And it's actually not as much as I expected. Like, where are all my purples? I don't know. And what is my problem with grays and browns? But so I used to have them over there, if you remember. And I think that I actually want to put all of these yarns in here. I think that they'll all fit, and I think that I would like to be able to see them easily. So now that all of that is done, what I'm going to do is I am going to take all the yarns from my Parfait Chunky Etc. yarn stand over here, and I'm going to kind of organize them as I take them out. And I'm going to replace them with the Himalaya Dolphin baby yarn that's over here. So I think that I'm going to put this yarn in the other thing, and since my little hanger on the back of my door is completely empty now, I can put it in there as well. And a lot of my Himalaya Dolphin baby was in the closet, and it was just kind of annoying to have to open the closet to see all the yarn. So I think having it all out and like accessible will be a lot better for me. So here's the before. totally wrong and it actually didn't fit all of my yarn. So all I have are like the yellows, orange, red, and pinks, and I don't have a whole lot of those. So I think those will definitely fit in the other little cubbies on the other side. And then I'm going to, I don't know, I think I want to leave the fluffy yarns where they are. I think all those yarns are fine right there, but I do need to figure out what I'm going to do with all the Parfait Chunky that was over here. So I think that's what's going to go in the closet. Okay, so it doesn't totally fill up the space, but I think it still looks pretty good. While I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and organize my other little cubbies over here. And I don't think they need like a ton of work, but just to get them looking nice. Ta-da! I know it pretty much looks the same, but I can see everything. I know exactly what I have, and I'm happy with it. And now's the part that I really don't want to do. So this is going to be the last thing that I do before I am done organizing for the night. So some of these obviously need to be winded up. So I'm going to wind up the ones that need to be winded, and then I'm going to put them all in color order, and then they're going to go in my closet. So unfortunately, I am getting a little annoyed because a lot of those are very tangled, and I realize that it's going to take longer than I thought. So I'm going to put it on hold for now. I need to walk my dog, I need to work on a custom order for a Petra the Protector, and I need to feed my animals and eat dinner. So if I feel like doing it after, I will, but it might be tomorrow. Some of the skeins are in good enough condition to where I don't think they need to be rolled, and then some of them are like this, so they've previously been winded, which is saying a lot since the last time I really did a big yarn winding thing was last year. So yeah, I just need to use these a little bit more. Whenever I have so much Himalaya Dolphin Baby, it's really hard to reach for the Parfait Chunky just because I don't have as many colors in it, and I don't know, I like the quality of Himalaya Dolphin Baby a little bit better. So I hate to just leave it here, but I'm going to. So I will see y'all either later today or tomorrow, and please send your best wishes that the yarn gods are with me to help me untangle all of those messy skeins. All right, I am back again. It is actually the next day. I did not have the energy to want to wind this yarn, and it was just really making me mad yesterday. But today, my goal is to get all of the yarn sorted and put away, and then figure out if I need to buy any organization things such as bins, and then I will put that on my list for tomorrow, and then we will be tackling the Closet of Doom, which needs some big time organization. But I'm thinking that I might need a few little organization things for that. So I'm gonna wind my yarn, I'm gonna put it in color order, and then I will tune back in whenever I'm finally ready to put it in the yarn organizer. So it definitely doesn't look like as much whenever you lay it all out like that, but I kind of organized it in different little groups. So these are my beloved Zaddy Crafts yarn, and I've been hoarding it since I got it, so those are gonna go on a shelf by themselves. And then I kind of tried to color coordinate the skeins that are like mostly full, and then as you can see right there, I have like my little mini skeins. That's what I was working on just now. And then for some reason I have a ton of sparkly yarn, so that's gonna get its own little compartment too. So let's go ahead and pop it in the closet. I don't know if y'all have ever crocheted with this Parfait Chunky Glitz, but it makes such a mess. All the glitter sheds off, so that's why I don't really use it that much. And then I'm gonna put my little skeins, the tiny little ones that I just did, or I guess they're actually winded yarn balls, whatever you call these, rolls. I'm gonna put them up here so that I can kind of see them. I think these will be really nice for some scrap yarn projects. So if you have any good scrap yarn projects, please send them my way in the comments, and I will be making some of those for sure now that I know how little of these colors that I have. And this is the skein or like ball, whatever, that was driving me absolutely nuts. That made me stop yesterday. And I'm really upset because it took me so long, and this is how big it turned out. I swear it looked like a lot more, but that's okay, right? You live and you learn. Okay, so I love that. So that makes like one little like flat layer of those little balls, and it'll be nice to just be able to look in here and kind of grab some for my projects. And then a really good chenille yarn from Zaddy's Crafts will be getting its own little place on the top shelf. And I really love that yarn, and I love Zach. Like, he's a great guy, and I would buy it all the time, but it's really expensive to ship to the United States. So that's why I kind of go with Himalayan Dolphin Baby for the most part, but it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. I can clearly see all my colors, and if I have any more yarn, miscellaneous yarn, that is, it can go up in here. So glad that that's done. So I know earlier I was telling y'all about this little miscellaneous project that I'll never finish little bag, and this is one of the projects that I'll never finish. I might see if somebody else wants to finish it. It was supposed to be a sweater. I got all the way to doing the collar, and it just like was not looking good for me, and I wanted to make it for myself. So might see if somebody wants to finish this on their own. All it needs is a sleeve and collar, but yeah, so I'll have to message a few people and see what can be done about that. But for now, I'm gonna leave it in that little bag because like it can zip up nice and tidy, and it's not gonna bother me that much. So now I'm gonna take a look inside this yarn box. I think everything is in pretty good condition. So this is like my Kesh fluffy yarn, some other fluffy yarns, and I kind of just come here first whenever I'm doing a fluffy yarn project so that I can kind of envision what I want to do. And over there, that's all my like baby bunny and stuff. It's not really anything else but that. There's like a couple of skeins in there, but I like to keep them separate because it doesn't have as much of a fluff to it. So it's nice to have all the same like kind of yarn in one place. So we also have some of the Kesh, I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but this is the brand Kesh, and Crochet. I really like this yarn. I just don't have like a ton of colors in it, but I'll use it from time to time. It's nice to have, but I know that all the chenille is tucked away down there, and then it's actually called Velvet. Their chenille yarn is called Velvet. And then I'll put my little fluffy yarns right on top. Perfect, and now that box is ready to go back in the closet. So over here, as I mentioned earlier, is all of my like market stuff, plus my Volare pillow and some of my larger plushies. So what I need to do, I have a bunch of little bags in here, and I also have a lot of bags in here. I haven't really touched this since market season, so I'm going to try to get a nicer box, like a plastic box or something that's not gonna fall apart so easily. And I'm going to combine these two boxes. So I'm gonna measure this little section right here to see how big of a box I can get. And I think that'll just look a little bit nicer, especially if I can get something that isn't transparent so that it'll kind of just like be a little block here rather than icky cardboard box. So we have about 15 by 18 by 15 to work with. 15, 15, 18. So I'm going to go look for a box that size tomorrow. I might also try to see if there's something that I can put these in, just because they are, I know the size of them, they're I think a foot by a foot, and they're my little panels that I build my market displays with. But yeah, they're 12 by 12, and then we need about 6.5, so about 7 inches to make everything fit in there. So we'll see what I can find for that. So honestly, for the closet of shame, I'm not really sure what I want to do. I might get some like little like dividers or separators for right here. This is all my like just miscellaneous stuff. I have a bunch of felt. It would be nice if it could like stand up somehow in there. I don't have a lot of space to work with though. And then I have like a bunch of scrap yarn right there that I pull out for my little scrap projects. And then honestly, the yarn isn't like bothering me too much. I have all my fluffy like super fluffy yarn down here. I have like miscellaneous yarn that I don't really use right there. And then I have all of my like thinner worsted weight yarn, more for like details and stuff, all up here. So I might organize this a little bit, but honestly, like it's really not bothering me too bad, just because like I know that this is where I should come whenever I need some lighter weight yarn. There is this one strand though that's kind of driving me nuts. Oh my gosh. So I might see where that's coming from. Okay, it's coming. No, it's not coming from there. Where is that coming from? I'm scared. I'm scared to see where it's coming from. Okay, well, I'm scared that everything's gonna fall down. I didn't really want to like start on this today because that is a problem for tomorrow. So I'll work on that tomorrow. Obviously, my top shelves need to be cleaned up as well. Really, that's just gonna be more like organizing stuff. So we will do those last two things tomorrow and then probably put some plushies in their little bags of doom until I have my next market. And then, yeah, it'll be pretty clean in here. And then the last thing I need to do is hang up that stuff on my little wall over there with my shelves. So I need to make like some kind of little square like tapestry. I'm probably not going to do anything fancy for that because I really want the pins to shine, but I'm hoping that doesn't take too long. So I need to still work on my Petra the Protector custom order, and hopefully I'm done with that tomorrow, so maybe I can show y'all. But I think we've made some good progress in here. Like obviously there's a lot of like trash and stuff that needs to be cleaned up just from like going through all the yarn, but that shouldn't be too difficult. So I will tune in tomorrow. We'll see if I'm able to get any like organization boxes or anything, and then we can do that. So I know I said that I was going to be done for the day, but I just couldn't stop thinking about it. So I went ahead and got everything out just so that I know what I should get tomorrow whenever I go to the store. We have over here some of my shipping stuff, my tissue paper that I wrap my plushies in. That's the paper that I write notes with. And I have a bunch of various stickers down there. I want to combine them. If I can get a little like container to put them in, that would be great. And then I have a lot of different felt, as you can tell, along with my trash pile of stuff that I need to get rid of. So I want to try to find some kind of organizer for that if possible. And then I have all of my poly mailers up there along with my various little things. We got some ribbon, hot glue sticks, some puff paint for some reason, the little geckos that I put in my order. And I want to get something for like my little charms and stuff because there's a bunch of them and I think that they could go in a little container to be a little more organized. But I feel a little bit better about having done this so that I know that it is something that needs to get done tomorrow. So that is the inventory, and we will see what I can do to organize it. So here is the current condition of this cabinet, and I went ahead and organized those yarns a little bit more. I put some of the ones that I probably won't use anytime soon closer to the back, and the colors that I probably will use closer to the front. My blanket yarn and fluffy yarn is just chilling. And then I kind of organized my little like cellophane wrapping section, so that's done. So just gotta find something for all of this. Should be easy, right? I went ahead and put a few more things back in there. It's like most of my shipping stuff that can't really be further organized. I obviously straightened it up a little bit, but looking better than it did. So now we just have all of this to find something to do with. All right, guys, so it's another day. I just went to Michael's to get a bunch of craft organization things, and I also went to Target to get this big box. I'm hoping to replace the cardboard box for all of my market stuff with that. And then inside are all the things I got for the closet. So they had this adorable little organizer, and I thought it would be perfect for the little like trinkets and things that I have. Everything was on sale at Michael's for the storage stuff for 50% off. So I was very excited to see that because this is normally like $40, but I got it for $20. $40 is ridiculous to pay for something like this, I think. But I have that, so I really think that all my little trinkets and things will fit in there. And then I got this little cute box for my stickers. And then I got this. I don't really know what I'm gonna put in here, but I'm thinking the overflow of like the larger items, like the ribbons and things like that, will be able to fit in here. And then I got this thing. It's actually like a magazine holder, but I think it'll be perfect for my felt. I'm just like a little bit worried that it's not gonna fit in there, but I think I can tip it this way if it doesn't fit upright. And then last but not least, I got this little container to put all of my scrap yarn in. I have a little thing for it right now that I used to use. I used to take it to markets and put like little plushies in here. So I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it, but I think it'll just like be nicer to have in a box that I can just like carry downstairs to crochet with me. So yeah, that's everything I got, and we'll now organize everything. So all of my felt fits really great in this thing, so fingers crossed that it fits in my cabinet, and it's organized by like the different types, and I really like that you can like see all the different colors from this way. The only thing that's not gonna fit in here is my felt that I have for needle felting. It's just like thinner felt, but I'm hoping it'll maybe fit in something else. Now I'm going to try to put all my stickers into one thing. These stickers, I don't know, they were just like kind of weird ones that I don't know if anyone's gonna like, so I'm gonna kind of filter those out. Like, do people want a little girl sticker? I don't really know, but I have a lot of other little cute ones that will go in there quite nicely, so I'm gonna kind of organize the stickers and take out the ones that I don't think anyone's really gonna want. These are all animals, so those are good. Frogs, more frogs. And then in here we have some like cute little mythical guys, so those will fit in there as well. So that's perfect. Love that. So now whenever I pack an order, I can just reach in here and grab a little sticker. These stickers are specifically for my mystery boxes, so I'm probably gonna put them separate in the little colored organizer thing. And I'm gonna go ahead and transfer all of my scrap yarn in here. I might have room for the felt in here too, which would be nice, but we'll just see after all of this is in. Yay, that's a perfect fit, but I mean, since it's yarn, whenever I have more, I can just kind of push it down and put it in there. But that is perfect, and that is done. I'm just hoping all these containers will fit in the cabinet. So I filled one of these little containers up with all of the patches that I had. So that was an absolutely perfect fit. And then I have these fun little charms. They're like little tiny bottles that I fill with glitter to put like as a necklace on some of my plushies. So those will get their own little bin as well. And that doesn't take up very much room, so I'm going to put the rest of the charms that I have. So I have these fun charms. I have this one random charm, and then I have these little charms that I'm going to put in there as well. So now we have all the little charms tucked away in here. And then for this next one, I'm going to put my little buttons. I have this adorable little pack of buttons. And then I have these little bells that I'm gonna put in the next one. And then we have a bunch of pom-poms. So I have these mini pom-poms that I'm going to put in one of the compartments. And then I have some of these larger pom-poms. I don't know if this will all fit in one. We might need to put these in two, but they are soft and can be kind of squished, so they might be able to fit in one. I think they'll fit in one. Well, they don't really fit in one, but I'm going to make them fit in one. So since I have a lot of compartments left, I have a few more things I might put in there, but I have all of these beautiful glass eyes from Crafted for Comfort. And instead of just sitting in my drawer like they currently do, I'm gonna go ahead and put them in here so that I can easily access them from my craft closet. Oh no, they all fell. Please don't break, please don't break. So now those are nice and tidy in there. And then I'm not sure if the horns are going to fit in one of these, but I'm sure gonna try. Some of them are a little bit longer, like I know these smaller ones will fit with no problem, but there are some that are a little bit bigger, so we'll just have to see. Honestly, I think they might all fit. I think I just need to like move some of them around a little bit more since they are like harder. Let's see. Oh, would you look at that? And then in another one, I'll put all the backs that I have in, and she uses the same backs for both the eyes and the horns. So it makes it really easy to find them whenever you need to use them. And I'm a really big fan of them. They're so cute and I need to use them more. I always forget that I have them, and then I complete a project and I think, oh, that would be really cute with the eyes on it. But now they're stored to where I can easily see them and access them. So I have all these heart stickers that I haven't used in a really long time. I obviously don't need this many, so I think I'm gonna take a few out and put them in one of those just in case I ever need them. But I'm probably gonna throw the rest out because I've had these for probably 3 years now. So we got those all tucked away. And then I think the last thing that I'm gonna try to put in here is these little geckos. I'll probably need 2 little containers, but these are just like a little thing that I like to include in my order. They're just little gecko trinkets. I'll try to put some of those in here as well. And the good thing is I have so many. That's my dog. That's what she does whenever somebody comes to the door. She sure is a good protector, isn't she? So we got the little geckos in there now. And that is like mostly everything. I just have a few more things. So let me show you like what we have left to organize. I think you're gonna be very surprised. So this is all we have left. We just have my needle felting stuff. I honestly don't know if I'm even going to need this thing. Like, yeah, I might be able to put like the tape and stuff like that in there. So I'll try to fill this up, but if not, I can take it back. So I was able to use it. I was able to put some sticker rolls in here, some ribbon, and my little hole puncher. And then in this one, I put all my tape. And then in this one, I like wanted to try micro crochet once upon a time. And so I bought all this thread for it. Maybe one day I'll get back to it, but I think that is a pretty good use for that little container. So now it's time for the moment of truth to see if everything will fit in here. Okay, that's not gonna fit that way, which I was prepared for. So I'm just gonna put it like that. Okay, perfect. And then I'm also going to put my scrap yarn in that one. And then I'm also going to put my extra felt in there. You know, I might actually move this up to this shelf. Oh, just kidding, it doesn't fit in there. And then I didn't have a way to like further organize my needle felting felt, so I'm just gonna pop that in there as well. Not bad. And then I'm going to put this little thing in here. Please fit, please fit, please. Oh, it's like perfect. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Yes, that is great. I love that. Let's see, what else do we have here? This is all the stuff that I got once upon a time when I wanted to make crochet flowers. When's the last time I tried making crochet flowers? No clue, but I do have some wire in here, which I use whenever I am making some amigurumi pieces that need a little bit of wire. So I'm gonna see if I can just kind of pop this back here to be able to know that I have it, but it doesn't necessarily need to be in sight. And yeah, we'll just cover it up like that. So my scissors and my packing tape I use all the time, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these on top of the blocking mats, which I don't use as often, but whenever I do, it's easy to just kind of slide everything off. And then I have this ribbon. I'm just gonna I'll put it over here. All right, so the last little container that we need to fit in there is this one. Let's see, could go there. Okay, I'll put it there for now. And then I'll put my stickers on top of that, because that's like all my packing stuff up there. And then for my fabric glue and my puff paint, I'm just gonna put that right there, easily accessible. I have these gems that I use for my plushies sometimes, along with some pipe cleaners. I'm gonna pop these gems right over here because I do reach for them more than you think. I'll also put the pipe cleaners there if they will fit. Lovely. So I have a couple of things left. So this has all of my needle felting stuff in it. I went to a class and got a kit. So it has like a ring and like some canvas to needle felt on. And obviously there's like not a great space for that. And then I also have my keychain stuff. So my keychain stuff I use a lot during market season. I'm just gonna put that on top of this. Where else could it go? You know what? I'll put it down here. Because I grab for the stuff on this shelf quite often, so I want to make sure that everything is easily accessible. And then if I do ever need to grab my little scrap yarn, I can always just take the keychain stuff off of it. And so the last thing we have is my needle felting stuff. You know, I would have liked to get something kind of further organize this, but it's all in a bag right now and it's like tidy in there. So I'm just gonna pop this on the bottom shelf with my cellophane stuff. And you know what? I don't think that looks too bad at all. So here is the after of my craft closet. It looked so terrible before, and I know it's just gonna make me so happy to see like everything in like their nice little tidy places. You know, obviously I probably could have done like a little bit better with like the flower stuff and whatnot. And obviously that bottom shelf is never really gonna look great, but I need to put that stuff somewhere. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with this. I think next time I go to pack up an item, it's gonna be really easy for me to grab paper, tissue paper, poly mailer, and then the tape that I use to close my little notes up and put a sticker in there. So I'm really loving that top shelf, not gonna lie. But I feel a lot better about this. So let me know how you guys think I did on that. And then we just have one last task. No, we actually have two more tasks. The first task is going to be putting all of the craft show stuff in a bin so that we can throw away that old Amazon box. And then I also need to make a little like tapestry to hang my pins on. So I'm gonna charge my camera for a little bit. I'm gonna make something for the tapestry and then we'll finish up this video. So I made my little tapestry, which is more like a square with a border. Here it is. I don't know if it's going to hang flat against the wall or not. I might have to figure out a different like way to do the strings so that it will sit flat, but that's what I came up with, and I used my Kesh velvet yarn to make this. So let's go nail some holes in the wall and hang our stuff up. So now that I have that nail in the wall, let's just see what the tapestry might look like. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that. I am not sure what can be done, but I'm gonna figure that out real quick. So I went ahead and made like a little loop in the back instead, and it looks a little bit better. I don't really know how it's going to look with the weight of the pins. I might have to make this in a different yarn later, but I'm gonna try to put the pins in and see. All right, so there we go. We have all of our little pins on here. I'm obsessed with them. They're so cute, but I already can tell that this is like pretty heavy now. So let's see how it does on the wall. Yeah, not great. I'm definitely going to need to make that with some thicker yarn, but you know what? For now, they'll live right there. But at least I got one of my little nails put up, and I'm proud of myself. So I went ahead and got everything out of the original box. I did confirm that this box fits in the space that it's supposed to, so I'm gonna just kind of transfer everything over. So in here we have some bags, some large bags, and I like to have these nice and flat at the bottom so that they don't get all messed up. Then we have some medium-sized bags, a couple more medium-sized bags, and somehow some more medium-sized bags that got separated from the rest of the group. And then we have some little smaller bags right here. I'm just gonna lay those this way on top. And then we have all of these little tiny bags that I will put over here. And then I have even more bags, believe it or not. How many bags can one girl have, you might ask? I just like to be overly prepared because I would hate to have someone purchase something and not have a bag for them. So that's why I'm prepared. And then I have these little bags, like these are just for if somebody orders like or buys a keychain or something like that. I'll just pop it in here so that I don't have to waste a plastic bag, and these are good because they're reusable. And then we also have more bags somehow. We also have this fan that saves our life. And oh, funny, I'm wearing a Meow Wolf shirt and I have my Meow Wolf fan. But these are seriously a lifesaver at those hot outdoor markets. My next market that I have planned, I don't know if I'm gonna do any more or not before that, but is in June. So it's gonna be extremely hot and it is outside. And then I have my tablecloths. I have no idea how to fold fitted tablecloths, so I try my best, but you know, it's never good. And I love those because they don't get wrinkled like the other ones that I used to have, because they fit like perfectly to the table. So I used to have to dry my tablecloths and then try to figure out a way to fold them, but they would just always be wrinkled pretty much no matter what. So actually I like to have these on top because that's the first thing I put on my table. So glad I thought about that. Next I'm going to put in I have a bunch of clothespins in here, and I like to have those because at our outdoor markets we hang stuff on the tent. And then I have my bag that has all my keychain display stuff in it. So I'll put that in there. And so you might think, why are you loading everything on top of the bags? And that's because all this other stuff is gonna be taken out by the time that we get to selling. Then I have a towel because you never know when you're gonna need a towel to clean up a spill or something. And then I have my little tags, and then I have my cash box with some cash in it. And then here's my miscellaneous bag with my square reader, Sharpie, hole puncher, anything else like that. And then this beautiful, beautiful rope. So this rope just is for securing my pegboard if I bring it. On a windy day, we like to secure it to the tent. And then I'll put my tablecloths in. I have these pegs for my pegboard. I don't know if I'm gonna do a pegboard display this year or not, but if I do, I don't know. I just don't make a lot of snugglers anymore, so I'm not really sure if I'm gonna do that. So let's pop the lid on this and we are ready to go. Perfect. Now we put it on the shelf. And that just makes me feel a whole lot better. Even though it's in a clear box, it just looks nicer than having a gross cardboard box. So now I'm going to go throw away all the trash that I've accumulated from doing all this, and we will do a final walkthrough and I'll show y'all what the craft room looks like now. So now it's time for the grand tour. Already, even with the pins all on that thing, I think this space looks a lot better. There's more room on the desk now, and I will figure out a solution for the pins. Sorry I wasn't able to do that in this video, but that'll be a task for another time. Now there's only so much that you can do with a space like this, but I think it looks better. I'm glad that I have this little bin now instead of having multiple other bins. And I also put some of my plushies in the bags, and this little ogre is absolutely killing me. He looks like he's begging to get out, and it's kind of making me sad, but that's okay because the rest of the space is a lot more organized. Then over here we have this shelf. I don't know, I'm probably gonna list those guys in the back at some point. I was newer at crocheting, so I'm gonna have to check the quality, but I think the yarn looks great, especially the Himalaya Dolphin Baby, and then the rest of it's kind of the same, but it's a little more cleaned up. And then over here, y'all remember the Closet of Doom. Let's see how awesome it looks now. Wow. That was probably the biggest task besides the yarn, but I'm really glad that I got it done. And then over here, as you can tell, I kind of cleaned up a few of my plushies. I just left some of my favorites or some of my newer ones out. This is probably the most satisfying yarn shelf that I have now. I'm really glad that I did it, and I actually love that it's just the neutrals to the greens. I think it looks really nice, and it's just a soothing presence in here. And then obviously this took a while to do as well, but I'm really glad that everything has its own little place. And then the closet is also done. So I'm also happy with that, and I like that I have some extra room in there for whenever I possibly get some more yarn. And you know what? Max is super happy that this space is cleaned up. And then over there, I actually did find a home for my old sweater. I'm going to ship it to April, aka Unstable Stitches. She actually recommended this pattern for me to make, and I was enjoying it. It just like wasn't working out. I didn't think I would ever wear it. So I think she's actually gonna finish it. So I'm shipping that to her, and I'm glad to kind of get that off my hands. So I was able to get all of this done within like 3 days, 4 days maybe. I don't know, however many days that I've been taking this video, but I just did a little bit each day. Like I wasn't like totally just focusing on doing this for like a long period of time each day. And it was really manageable. I hope that maybe it could help some of you be encouraged to clean up your craft space. I know it never sounds fun, but I do feel like a sense of peace and calm now that it's done, and I love that I'll be able to see all my yarns whenever I'm picking out colors for new projects. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe and let me know how you think I did, and I'll see you in the next one.